We'll start standing up and we'll just get a couple roll downs in. So feet inner hip distance. So that's pretty narrow, just about a fist of space. Knees are soft. Big inhale, arms come up. Let the ribs open up. Get a big old stretch. And then press the arms down. As the arms come down, nod the chin. Just roll down. Let the knees be bent. The head is heavy. And just hang. And while you're hanging there, try not to let your butt go backwards. You want your hips right over your heels. You can bend the knees as much as needed. And the more that you hang, just try to really let your upper body just allow gravity to pull it forward. Keep letting the head drop. And just breathe. And while you're here, just check in with yourself. Notice how your body's feeling this morning. And just kind of take a little mental snapshot of how you feel in this moment. And then take a big inhale. And on your next exhale, squeeze your butt and start to slowly roll your spine back up to tall. Pressing your hips forward so the butt doesn't go back. Stacking hips over heels, shoulders over hips, and a couple of big shoulder rolls to the back. And then we're gonna lie down on our mats. I'm gonna start with a little bridge series to get the butt warmed up. So lie on down, your feet and knees again, about that fist distance. Heels under the knees, arms long and heavy, and we'll do a few articulated bridges. So starting with your bum, squeeze your seat to tuck your tail under and peel your hips up off the mat. Now we'll hold this first one. You want to feel like your heels are pulling towards your seat and your knees are reaching forward out your toes. You should feel your butt fire up more. The arms are heavy. The chin is slightly tucked so the back of the neck can stay long. And then we'll slowly unfold one bone at a time, releasing the tail all the way at the bottom. We'll do that just 2 more times. Curl, use your booty to lift you up rather than your back to lift you up. And then at the top, think of the hip flexors doing the work to control your pelvis down. And it should feel really nice, especially if you're tight at all in your hips. Again, booty does the work to peel the pelvis up. Let the ribs stay heavy so that we're not going into a back bend. We keep the ribs down, the chest down, and then melt down. One more time. Squeeze the bottom and lift it up. Now at the top, just reorganize. Make sure feet are right underneath the knees. And now we've got a flat back hinge. We're gonna lower down in one piece, lift in one piece. Down and up. Keep moving. I'm just gonna set my little Tabata timer. As if your spine is just one bone, then you're lowering and lifting. Tap your bum each time. Dig into your heels to lift you up. Let me see if I can turn the music up. We're here for a minute. And then when I count you down, we're gonna stay at the top. We're gonna go halfway down, halfway up for 30 seconds. And as you're moving here, just kind of keep scanning through your body. Notice if there's more weight in one foot than the other. Maybe if your toes are gripping, you've got 20 more seconds. I keep forgetting to go all the way down. In 12 seconds, we'll take this to just halfway down, all the way up in 10. 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay up at the top now, just halfway, all the way up. Halfway, all the way up. After this 30 seconds, we're gonna stay up at the top and pulse it out to finish. Keep the ribs drawing together. And again, make it about your butt, not your low back doing the lifting. Squeeze to lift. We've got 10, 9, we go in 7, we'll stay at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold at the top, little pulses up, up. Still keep them controlled so we're not bouncing. We got about 12 more seconds, then we got a 10-second reset, before we go into round 2. 10, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll it down. Maybe hug the knees in, 10 little second break. This one, we're gonna go to a wide second. So feet slightly wider than your mat. Toes and knees are turned out. 10, we start now. So a minute, we're going in that full flat back lift. All the way up, all the way down. Watch your knees that they're not rolling in or out, right? We want them really solid. Make sure the toes and knees have the same turnout. So we keep our knees, joints protected. And the majority of your weight is in the heels. And as you lift, really squeeze, especially like that side of your booty into your glute med. Recruit the arms, make them work a little bit harder for you. We've got 25 more seconds before we make this halfway. I lied, we're gonna change it up at the top. In 16 seconds, we'll stay lifted. We're gonna move the knees in and out. We've got another 10. 5 more seconds. Don't forget to breathe. 3, 2, we stay up on 1. Now the knees come together, knees open apart. When they come together, really squeeze them in and you should feel that extra work in the side of your seat. Keep pulling your heels back towards you as the knees reach away. We've got just 15 seconds. We'll keep the knees together and pulse the hips up. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, knees stay together, little pulses up. You can always walk the feet in if it's hard to keep the knees together. And really think about where you're working. Bring your attention to your seat to make it work more. We got 10, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll it down. We got 10 seconds. There's just one more round. Maybe roll it out. This time we're going to be internally rotated. So toes are turned in, knees are together, up in one piece, down. So knees will stay together. Your feet are turned in, the heels are turned out. And the ribs are heavy in the body. Each time, see if you can lift your butt up a little bit higher without lifting the ribs up higher. Almost halfway through this one. "25 more seconds. Keep reaching the fingers forward, look at the shoulders away from the ears. We've got 16. Whew. In 12 more seconds, we'll stay lifted and we have a heel raise in 7, 5, 4, 3, 2. Next one, heels up, heels down in this weird internal rotated position. See how much length you can get in the front of your hips by stretching your knees forward. In 15 seconds, we're gonna keep the heels high and we pulse the hips up to finish out this sequence. Go for 7, 5, 4, 3, 2. Heels stay high, booty up, up. Just 20 seconds. This is the last of our bridging. Squeeze a little bit harder at the top. We got 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heels down, roll the spine down, hug the knees in. Little, you rock side to side. Let's do a quick little figure 4. So cross one ankle over the other knee. You're pushing the cross leg away as you pull the bent knee in. And then other side. Maybe a little rock. And then hug against your knees, roll yourself up. Just gonna turn up the music a little bit. Cool. So we'll do a little ab warm up before we get our first ab circuit. So we'll sit up tall. Knees can be softly bent. Heels are planted down. So you can have flat feet or just the heels. Arms reach forward. And leading with our tail, we curl our tail under and roll back just about halfway, whatever that feels like to you. Inhale to hold it back here, and then exhale, roll right back up. Curl the tail under. When you're back here, think of trying to lead your abs behind you, like they're being pulled back as you roll up. They stay back there. Inhale on the way back, hold, and exhale back up. Just a few more, starting to just wake up the abs a bit and move the spine. Let's get 2 more. Go into a spot where you feel the work, right? So maybe it needs to be lower, maybe higher. This next one, we're gonna stay down there. Hold it down there. Plug the shoulders onto the back so they're not reaching forward. We're just gonna lift the arms, press them down. Glue your fingertips or your fingers together like you just got one really weird hand or finger. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. And as you press down, you're scooping your belly in a little bit deeper. 5, 4. If you ever want it more, your feet come closer to you. The further out they are, the nicer it gets. 2 more. 1, we're gonna hold it here. Now we go back an inch, pause, up an inch, pause. Keep it tiny and keep it controlled. As you're going forward, your abs are pulling behind you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We just hold it now. So if it's not work here, bring your feet in closer. Whew. If it's still not work, bring the arms up. Whew. I can't bring them up. We're here for just 5, 3, 2, 1. Roll it up, stay tall. Wiggle it out. I'm gonna set up for our first little ab circuit here. Get ready. Whoa. So we're lying back on our mat. Hug the knees in. Use your legs to help you lift your head, neck, and shoulders up. You're trying to get your shoulders as high off the mat as you can. So it's not just the head. Shoulders come up, we stay this high. Interlace your fingers behind your head. And we have really slow bicycle twist. The idea is that your pelvis doesn't move. It's your rib cage rotating around your spine. I'm going to turn the timer on. Keep moving. Oh, I screwed that one up. Keep going. We'll be here for 20 seconds. Starting now. Reach the leg far out as you stretch it away. We only got 10 seconds. In our 20 seconds in between, we're going to pulse in center. That happens in 3, 2, 1. Center, little pulses up. As we move, this can always be a break, or you can use the arms. In 10 seconds, we're going back into our crisscross. 4, 3, 2, 1. Wring out your waist. Maybe see what happens if the legs go a little lower. Your elbows stay wide. We're not trying to bring our elbow over. We're trying to bring our armpit over. 10 more seconds before we find center. Keep pulling your belly back down to the mat. 3, 2, 1. Little pulses up. Try to let your tail be heavy. The heavier your bum, the higher you can get your shoulders. 10 more seconds before we find round 3. 4, 3, 2, 1. Wring it out. As you're doing these, I like to think of like imagining you're on a paddleboard out in the ocean. And if you were to let your hips rock side to side, you're going to roll right off your board. So you want to keep it steady and heavy. 5 more seconds before we find center. 2, 1. Center, pulse it up. You can always use your arms. This can always be your break. 10 more seconds before we go into round 4, I believe. 5, 3, 2, 1. Bring it out. Keep pulling your belly back away from your shirt. And really try to get one knee into you and the other one as far away from you as you can. 7 more seconds. 4, 3, back to center, 2, 1, pulse it out. We're halfway through, we got 4 more rounds. 10 more seconds before we start it again. 5, 3, 2, 1, bring it out. Again, it doesn't need to be fast. You're going for precision rather than the amount of reps. Maybe that means you slow it down. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, center, pulse it up. Again, use the arms if needed or wanted. And we only have to do that 3 more rounds. 10 more seconds. You can always add your arms reaching. Do you. 5, 3, 2, let's move it. This is round 6. 7 more seconds. 4, 2, 1, pulse it out. 2 more rounds after this. Yeah, this can always be your rest period. 7 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Second to last round. How deep can you rotate? How high can you keep both shoulders off the mat? Imagine someone's pulling on your big toe. Get that length. 5, 3, 2, 1, center. 1 more round after this. 10 more seconds. Make sure the head is really heavy in your hands. You should feel 0 neck tension. 3 more seconds. 2, 1, last round. Give it what you got. Big deep breaths. 10 more seconds before our final little pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, center, pulse it out. Whew. Use your legs if you need to get a little higher. We've got 12 more seconds. 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold at the top for a little bit higher. And then lower it down, stretch your legs long. Let the arms reach long, let the ribs just flare open. Take 2 big breaths here. Inviting space into your rib cage. And exhale, get heavy in the mat. 1 more big stretch. And exhale and get heavy. Gather the knees in, rock and roll your way up. I'm gonna get some water. Before we get to kind of the booty part, we'll do a little extension series. So we are going to lie down on our belly. So we did all that forward flexion, so we want to try and open up the front of the body now. Get this a little bit closer to me. So I'll turn kind of to the side. So we're gonna lie on our bellies. Super simple. I'll kind of show you each one. We're just stretching our legs long, and when I start the timer, we're gonna just float everything off the mat, and we're swimming. Well, so that'll be 20 seconds. And then in between the swimming, we're coming up into our plank, and we got mountain climbers. And then we're back down to our swimming. But I'll guide you through each one. So start to set up for your swimming. We'll go in 3, 2, and 1. Belly button is pulling up. So if we're back on that paddle board, still our torso doesn't move. It's just the legs and the arms. We only got 6 more seconds before we find ourselves coming up into our plank. 3, 2, 1. Find your plank. We'll find our mountain climbers in 2 and 1. They can be slow, they can be fast. Wrists are right under your shoulders. Belly is pulling in. Exhale every time you pull the knee in. And just 7 more seconds before we're back down on our bellies. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down, reset. We go again in 3, 2, 1. Lift it up and swim. If this gets aggressive on the back, you can always keep the arms down and just do the legs. Keep sliding the shoulder blades down the back and squeeze your tush. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down, find your plank. We start in 3. This time the knees are going to cross over. 2, 1. Knees are going to the opposite side. Now you're trying to bring it to your opposite elbow. Allow your hips to twist. 10 more seconds. Go for 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lie it down. We go again in 3. This time we're just gonna hold. 2, 1. Just lift everything off the mat. Your belly button is pulling up and we're just holding here. Reach the legs longer, the arms longer, the back of the neck longer. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mountain climber. This time do whichever one you want. Maybe the knee comes straight in, maybe it goes to the side. Soften the elbows so we're not hyperextended. There's only 1 more round. These ones are short. 10 more seconds. Tighten through your belly every time you pull the knee in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down for our last round. This time reach the arms behind you. Palms face down and we're just lifting everything, lowering everything. Lifting, lowering. Squeeze your bottom. And keep the abs engaged the whole time. 5, 4. This is going to be a little bit different. We're going to hold it up. 3, 2. Hold it up and just breathe. Stretch longer through the heart, longer through the fingers and toes. 5, 4. Maybe lift the shoulders up higher. 3, 2, 1. Final mountain climbers. We go in 3, 2, 1. Either to the side, across, or straight in. You do you. Keep the upper bodies nice and still. 10, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees down. Quick little child's pose. Maybe walk the hands over to the left. The hips can fall to the right. And the other side. And then center. I'm gonna get some water because now we had our booty series. So make sure you're hydrated. I hate when I don't track my workouts. Okay, where's my booty series? So before we get into this series, we're gonna do a quick little cardio burst of some skaters. So we're just gonna cross one leg behind us, kind of going into a curtsy lunge, center, other side. So this is kind of the most gentle version. You can stay here, or you make it more of a hop, where the back leg just kind of taps, and like you're trying to reach the floor, or the back leg doesn't even touch the floor, and you have that little moment in suspension. We're here for a minute to kind of go to what variation works. The lower you can get, the more you're gonna fire up the seat. Obviously, the faster you move, the higher the heart rate. The whole time, Keeping your belly plugged in tight. Almost halfway through. Maybe mix it up if you were going slow, maybe go a little faster. And breathe. I look like such a dork. Keep the collarbones open so that we don't round. And think of a slight tuck of the tail so there's no arch. Otherwise, you're just gonna feel this in your low back tomorrow, and that's not fun. We got 10, 8, 6, 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out for a sec. We pause that. So our first one, we'll keep the left leg forward. Left leg's gonna be our focus. We got a curtsy lunge, hands on the hips, roll the shoulders back. Right leg is gonna reach behind and to that angle. And then we tap it up. Reach and tap. And we're starting the timer. So we're here for a minute. After that minute, we're gonna hold it low here and we're going up and down for 30 seconds. Range, or sorry, not speed, but precision is what's most important. Watching the knee, because it is a funky position for the knee, so you don't want it to make it more funky. So try not to let the knee fall over or collapse in. You keep your torso upright, head right on the spine. And as you stand, drive through this left heel. That's where you're gonna find the power in your seat. We got about 15 more seconds. Using your exhale to propel you up. 7 more seconds before we stay in that curtsy. 3, 2, 1. Find your curtsy. Get low, all the way up. Try and square your hips and shoulders off towards me. Inhale, exhale. Majority of your weight is in this front left foot. After this, we've got a 10-second reset. We're going to a little side skater squat. 6 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Stand it up. Focus is still in our left leg. We got about 7 seconds. It's gonna look like this. Our right leg will go out and we squat down. We tap it in. Let's move it. We're sending our booty straight back and in. Be really light on your right toes. You can add an arm reach. And we're trying to avoid too much leaning to the left. So you want to be as stacked as you can, shoulder, hip, and foot. And we're here a while. Again, the heel is where you drive through to connect to your seat. And as you go forward, think of reaching your heart forward and your tail back. Always going for length. 20 more seconds. Our 30-second little pulse will keep the leg out to the side and our booty is going up and down. 10 more seconds. Inhale, exhale, 5, 3, 2. On your next one, keep it out there. Booty back. Back like there's a chair you're trying to sit on or you're trying to get the butt to the wall. Keep pulling the navel up. And every exhale, think of wrapping your waist in. So it's not just the up, it's that pulling into center. 10 more seconds. 7, maybe a little bit lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake that eye out. We got about 7 more seconds. Left leg is gonna stay forward. We got just a basic reverse lunge. 2, and 1. Right leg is your mover. We're still working that left glute. When you go back, you wanna make sure your left knee is tracking right over the heel. Maybe slightly in front of the heel, but not behind it and not in front of the toes. And then notice your hips, right? When we lower, usually this right hip gets lazy and drops down. We wanna stay square. Alignment is most important. Because if we're training our body and our workouts to work kind of funky, then we're just taking that funkiness out into the rest of our day. Chest is open and lifted. About 15 more seconds. We'll keep the leg behind us and we'll lower all the way down and all the way up. 10 more seconds. Whew. Trying to press evenly between both sides of your left foot. So not just pinky, not just toe. Hold it back. We go low, 2 straight legs. 2 bent, 2 straight. And watch that the knee is not going forward. It's going, kind of stay still as your butt goes up and down. 16 more seconds. And then we only have 3 more exercises on this freaking leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out for a second. Last one, or this next one, it'll start similar. So we've got our lunge, and then we come into a hinge and lift the leg. Timer starting, so I guess we have to. Now when you lift the leg, we're not kicking it up, it's a squeeze up. So it doesn't come up so high that we arch the back, right? Just a squeeze. If your balance is funky, like mine today, maybe open the arms, get low, hinge forward. You want to find that hinge so it keeps your back long. Whew. And only you can know how low you need to go to feel your bum. So go to where you feel challenged. Push it. Keep moving. 15 more seconds. We're just going to find ourselves in that lunge that looks like this, and we'll pulse it up. 7 more seconds till that happens. I think I put in too many exercises, but we're already in it. Hold it low. Both knees are bent and just down. But it's not mindless. Moving with control. Digging into this front left heel. Square the hips off. Breathe. Maybe roll the shoulders down and back. 15 more seconds. Whew. Just 2 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake that guy out. This one is going to be in that exact same position because I didn't think this through. So start to set up in that lunge. Same thing. Left leg is still our focus. Hands to the hips. Back leg really straight, and we're just hinging and coming up. It might take a couple to really feel the work, but you want to go to a range where it's your left glute that's contracting to bring you up. So don't make this about your low back. Make it about your ass. Back leg is super straight. That's your kickstand. And go at a pace. Ah, shit. That makes you cuss, I guess. Oh. Roll the shoulders open. If you want it a little bit more aggressive, you can always have your biceps framing your ears to make that lever a little bit longer. As you're rising up, think of pulling your right hip forward a bit. It's not going to really move, but it's going to make you feel a lot more work. 10 more seconds. We're going to hold it in that hinge. In 5, 3, 2. Find your nice long line now, just this front heel. It comes up 1 inch. Push it down. Hopefully everything is shaking in you like it is me. Oh dear. If you need to come out of it, come out for a second, then get right back in. 15 more seconds. Heel up, heel down. As you push it down, feel like you're squishing a pile of marshmallows. So it's not just up and down. There's a reason behind your madness. 5, 4. Last one coming up in 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Oh. Find your feet almost all the way together. Your right heel is lifted. Still working that left leg. Super simple. We've just got to squat. Right heel is high so that the weight stays in your left foot. Lower and lift. Sending your booty back. And watching that the knee doesn't come forward because that's not working our butt. Butt goes back so the knee doesn't go forward. The right knee can move a little bit. That's just your kickstand and there's not much weight in it. Every time you stand, really squeeze your bottom and that'll help open up the front of the hip as well. Already halfway through. In about 22 more seconds, we're just gonna hold it low and we'll pulse to finish this leg out. We got 10. Maybe get a little lower each time for 6, 4, 3, 2. We hold it low. Find your spot and pulse it down. Try not to let the knee move. It's your butt going up and down. Just 20 more seconds. Let the shoulders drop. Maybe the hands come to the hips or the small of your back. Can you pull your abs up more away from your shirt? 10 more seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Stand it up. Shake that guy out. Hopefully you feel that. Maybe find a little standing figure 4, crossing the left ankle over the right. Whew. I can't even stand up right now. In between sides, got a little cardio burst. Again, I think I was probably high when I wrote this. Just kidding, sort of. So let me start that back over. We're gonna do that same little curtsy lunge, either hop or just step. Let's move it. Hopefully feeling a difference between your left and your right cheek by now. If you want extra lift of the heart rate, when the hands are above the heart, makes the heart work harder, so more blood pumping, more calories burning, if you're into that kind of thing. Maybe add that hop if you did so, or if it feels like a good idea, or your reach. And just breathe. We got about 20 more seconds. We'll get a little water, and then we got the other cheek. Go for 10, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, shake it out. Turn this up. Take a couple more breaths. I'm just gonna change this music around. Okay, cool. So right leg is our focus now. So start with your right leg forward. We got our curtsy lunge. Left leg is now our mover. Reach it back, bring it up. Generally for most people, right leg is your stronger leg. So it might take a little bit longer for this leg to feel something. Maybe that means you need to get a little lower. Watch that your toes and knees are tracking forward. And think of lifting your waist up and off your hips so we're not like short, we're super lifted. Each time finding that kickstand. Drive into your right heel. In 15 more seconds, we keep that curtsy and we go up and down. 7, 5, 4, 3, 2. Find your curtsy, square the shoulders and hips, get low, bring it up. Finding the power in that right glute by pushing into your right heel. Maybe add some little arm flourish. That helps take your mind off the cheek. But we want to constantly focus on the cheek, so don't take your mind off it. Put your mind right on your butt. 3, 2, 1. Set it up. 7 more seconds. We've got that single leg squat. 3, 2, 1. As the leg goes out, booty goes back. Oh, this one, my knee is doing funkiness. Again, pace is where you can maintain proper form. It's better to do like 5 really good ones than 30 kind of sloppy, not so good ones. Maybe reach the arms forward to get a little more counterbalance so you can send the booty further back. And as you rise, big ol' exhale. The deeper you can breathe, not only are you getting more oxygen, but the tighter, more you exhale, your abs naturally tighten. So you're getting a 2-for-1 there. Breath and extra ab work. 12. We got 7 seconds. We'll hold the leg out in our kickstand. 3, shit, I'm losing it. Pardon my language. 2, hold it out there. Booty back. Send the tush back. The heart forward. Left leg is so light, you should be able to almost pick it up. If you want to, you pick it up while you squat. Go for it. Just 10 more seconds. Then we start those wonderful lunges. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand it up, shake it out. Right leg is forward. Hands to the hips, roll the shoulders. 3, 2, left leg goes back. Tap it in. You can tap it in, you can bring the knee up. Your workout. Use this kind of simple move to really focus on form, right? So that the knee doesn't go forward. We'll see how much mine is done. If you have a mirror or if you can see yourself in your computer screen, kind of helps to keep your form in check. Halfway there. Don't let the left hip drop lower. Keep the hips square by engaging the waistline. You got little suspenders from rib to hip. Inhale, exhale, pushing into the right heel. 10 more seconds. When you lose your balance, like I keep doing, generally it's because you forget about that wrapping sensation. So abs stay tight, that'll keep you balanced. Hold the leg down. We get low, 2 straight legs. Feet, knees, and hips, all in relative alignment. And watch that the knee doesn't go forward. So if there's a wall right in front of your knee, it can't go forward, which means you gotta send your butt down and back. Whew. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, shake it out. Right leg is still forward in this lunge. We've got our lunge, we hinge and squeeze the butt to lift the leg. It's not a kick, it's a squeeze. So it really doesn't move very far. Tip forward and squeeze. Make a squeeze in that left glute, right where your booty and hamstring come together. Oh man. This leg is feeling a lot heavier. You keep moving. 20 more seconds. Shoot. 13 more seconds before we hold it in that lunge and we just pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse it down. Again, it's not mindless. It's controlled, like you're trying to drop your left kneecap straight to the floor. That wall is still in front of your right knee, so don't let your knee hit your wall. Roll the shoulders down. Return to those big deep breaths. 10 more seconds. We shake it out. And then just 2 more. 5, 3, 2, 1. Pat it out. Do what you gotta do. Then we got that lunge hinge. Right leg forward again. Left leg back in our kickstand. Hands to the hips. Get low and we just bow. Bring it up. And play with the angles to where you feel the work in your right glute. And to feel it more as you come up, think of dragging your right hip back. Your head goes with you so it doesn't stay up, it doesn't drop down. You're just one piece. Essentially, it's kind of the idea of a single leg deadlift, right? And it's just the spine moving because of the butt. Oh, shoot. 20 more seconds. So much easier to teach and talk rather than teach and do. 12 more seconds. 5, we have that hold with the freaking heel lift. 3, 2, shoot. Hold it low, the heel up an inch. Squish your marshmallows. It doesn't need to be high because we don't need to force that into the arch. Find that lift where you feel the shake. This is the last kind of hard one. 12 more seconds, maybe you get a little bit lower. 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. Last one, we got it. Oh. This is where the feet are pretty darn narrow. Left heel is high, and we're just squatting down and up. Chest stays open. Ideally, if you had the flexibility, your torso would stay as upright as possible as the booty goes back. But that's not possible for most people, so go to where you can stay relatively upright, but the booty goes back. Touch it on the wall behind you. Maybe you slow it down to really feel the work. As I'm coming up, and rather than thinking of standing up, I like to think of pushing the floor away. So you're not just coming up, you're pushing the floor down. You happen to stand up. 15 more seconds. We're so close to the end. 10. We have just that little pulse. 5, 4, 3. Hold it low. Pulse it down. But again, it's not mindless. You're just pushing the floor away. Push it away. Keep dragging the left hip slightly back so you're squared off. And draw your ribs a little closer to your hips so you're at a little bit of a tuck of your tail. 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand it up. Shake that puppy out. Whew. Let's find your figure 4. Right ankle over the left. Sit back into it. I'm gonna cheat with the wall here. Find those big deep breaths, get some water in. Just a couple more moves and we are done. We'll do a little bigger stretch at the end. So once you're hydrated, come back down onto your mat. Okay, so we're gonna do a little mermaid side plank tricep situation. So this is my right hip I'm sitting on. My feet are extended out. And the right hand is right in line with the right hip, and it's slightly extended out. You'll have your feet separated. It'll take a couple to kind of get in the movement. We'll start with the left hand on the hip, and all we do is straighten the legs, and we're in our side plank. And then we bend the legs, we're back down. That's all that's gonna happen. I'm gonna start the timer. We have just 30 seconds here, so we won't get too many in. Each time you're up there, you hold it, and then you sit down lightly. Keep this right guy soft so we're not hyperextending at the elbow like I always do. There's only 10 more seconds. Picking the right hip up. 5 more seconds. We'll sit it down. 3, 2. We stay low, and now we've got just this little single arm tricep press. Think of the elbow kind of reaching towards your hip. Shoulders and hips are square towards me. We do have 2 rounds of this. If you want this harder already, you can lift your hips up. Push it while you do that. I won't do that, but you can do it if you want. Whole body over, whole body up. See if you can draw your ribs a little closer together. So there's a bungee cord kind of pulling them in. 3 more seconds. Then we got 5 seconds to flip over and do the other side. Switch it over. Find your nice line. We straighten the legs to lift. Let the booty come down light. There's just as much work in the legs as there is in the side body. Shoulders ideally are stacked right over each other when you're up there. Just 10 more seconds. And as you lift, squeeze your inner thighs together and up. You're trying to zipper them up. One more. Sit it down. Get that single arm tricep. You can count the hips down, have them up. Try and keep the head right on the spine, right? So it's not staying upright and it's not dropping. It moves with you. And if this doesn't feel right on the shoulder, turn the elbow at an angle to where it feels better for you. Kind of play around with it. We got about 10 more seconds before we flip over, do the other side. One more time. 6, 4, same thing. You're pushing the floor away. 3, 2, other side. Set yourself up. And let's do it. We lift. This time we're going to add the arm reach and lower. Think of drawing a big rainbow. And sit down light. Rainbow up and over. And back down. Maybe you go faster. Maybe you go slower. Your workout. You're too small up on the screen for me to see it. 10. 5. 4. We've got one more in. 3, 2. Sit it down. Second set of those triceps. Keep the chest open. Breathe. Notice if you're kind of dropping this right rib cage, right? We want to keep it intact so it matches the left. 15 more seconds. 10. Push the floor down and squeeze the back of your arm. 5, 4. We'll transition in 3, 2, and 1. Other side for the last time. 3, 2, and 1. Big rainbow. Sit it down light. Big rainbow. Sit it down. I can see in my reflection that as I go up, I'm kind of turning in. You want to stay as square as you can. So just be mindful. It's really important to kind of find that internal GPS and know what your body is doing. You want to be able to feel it rather than just see it or have someone correct you. Lower it down. Last set of our triceps. If you did, you can pick the hip up. And find that same idea of pushing the floor down to come up. Ribs in. Squeeze the knees, squeeze the inner thighs. We got 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sit it up. We're going to do a little side stretch. So this is my left shin. Right foot is back. Hips are as square as can be. And we'll take the left hand on the mat. Right arm out to the side, and we side bend up and over. While you're here, left hand is pushing the floor down to help anchor your right hip. Find lots of breath in your right rib cage. Maybe the arm needs to go out further. Maybe you rotate down a little bit. Kind of play with it for a couple breaths. Keep pushing the floor away to anchor the hip. Then we'll take a little counter stretch. Other side. And then switch your legs. Now right shin is forward. Left shin back, square the hips off. Left right hand on the mat as we come into our mermaid. Push down into your right hand to drop the left hip more. Breathe. Maybe you rotate down or up. One more big breath. And then take your counter, using your left hand for a little anchorage as you reach up and over. And then up to center. One last little circuit. It'll be short and sweet. We'll do a quick stretch and then we're out of here. I have it going for 4 rounds. We might shorten that, so we'll see. It's going to be super simple. I'll show you before I do it because I can't talk and do it. So it's just going to be a 30-second plank hold. No big deal, right? And then in between that, we have a half burpee. It's not a whole burpee, so it's not so miserable. So we'll pull one leg in, 2, we stand up. You can hop up, we plant the feet. Just the left leg goes back. Left leg in, we stand. Left leg each time, then we got a plank, then we do the right leg, and then we're done. Cool? So I'm gonna start the timer, so get into your plank position. And we're just holding and breathing. Hands are under the shoulders, elbows are soft. Maybe the feet are together and you're squeezing the inner thighs. Your gaze should be about maybe 6 to 8 inches in front of your mat so that the back of the neck is long. We don't drop the head, we don't pick it straight up. It's an extension of the spine. We only have 5 more seconds before we start. 3, 2, 1. Right leg in, left leg in. Stand it up. Plant the hands, just the left leg goes back. Left leg in. Stand or hop it up. Left leg is your mover. Stand it up. 20 more seconds. Plant. As you stand, think of picking your face up first and then your chest follows. 5 more seconds. Get 1 more in. 3, 2, find your plank. Hold it there. This time we're just gonna tap the right leg out. Bring it in, left leg. You can always do this on your forearms as well. Really lift up into your back so that you're not dumping into your wrists and shoulders. Tail is slightly tucked, so we're not arching. 10 more seconds. Go for 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Stand it up. The right leg is our mover to finish us off. Right leg back, right leg in. Plant. We finish this with a plank. You stretch. You're out of here. Whew. Maybe it's fast, maybe it's slow. 5 more seconds. Get 1 more in. Let's finish in our final plank. It starts in 2 and 1. This time, feet together. Heels are touching, toes are open, like a little V. And we just rock forward and back because we point and flex. Find your nice deep breaths. Maybe find that little body scan. Where can you tighten up more? The more you can lift up and tighten your belly, the lighter you'll feel. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Knees down, big child's pose. And breathe. Stay down there in your child's pose. Walk the hands over to the right. Let the hips fall over to the left. Big breath there. And then the other side, walk your hands over. Let the hips fall the opposite direction. And then we'll lie on our back, real quick little stretch. Let's start with our left ankle over the right knee in a figure 4. Interlace your fingers behind the right knee. Use your left elbow to really push the left knee and thigh away. And then this foot, either flex it or point it. It'll just help with the tracking of your knee. And then while you're here, the more you can anchor your tail down and kind of arch your back, the deeper the stretch gets in that left cheek. Maybe you do a little rock side to side. Another side. Using your elbow to push the right thigh away, point or flex the right foot, and find the heaviness of your seat. And then we'll take one hand on each knee, and you're just going to stir them away from each other, just kind of lubricating the hip socket. And then reverse your stir. Cross at the ankles, rock your way up, come up to standing, one roll down. Stand on your mat, feet get nice and narrow, parallel, knees are soft. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, arms press down first, and then let the weight of your head just pull your spine forward. Knees soft so the butt doesn't fall back. Hang heavy. At the bottom, you're going to grab opposite elbows and just sway side to side. Let the arms dangle. Gently shake your head no. Nod your head yes. And then you're just going to stay there and take 2 big breaths, maybe even close your eyes, and just check in with yourself, noticing what's going on with your body. Now that you got some fresh blood, fresh oxygen, some heat going on, just take notice. One more big breath. On your next big inhale, fill your belly up. And exhale, squeeze your bottom, tuck your tail, and how slow can you rebuild your spine? Stacking your hips over your heels, pulling your waist back, your shoulders over your hips, ears over the shoulders, 3 big shoulder rolls to the back. 2, 1, and done. Good work, you guys. I'm gonna unmute y'all. I think we lost some people. Hopefully everything felt okay. Oh, there's Jessica. I can see you now.